guys. Well, welcome everyone. It's been kind of a long time, it feels like, since the last live stream was on Thursday. So basically what was supposed to happen was that today was a Wednesday huddle for my private CFO members. However, since we didn't have a regular technical analysis Tuesday live stream yesterday because of 4th of July, it's a US holiday, I'm actually going to transfer yesterday's live stream to today. And then tomorrow, regular schedule for the Tuesdays and Thursdays weekly live streams will resume. So that means the time and the days will resume. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay, make sure you guys write this down. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so Tuesdays and Thursdays every single week at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Does that make sense, guys? All right, perfect. Okay, so let's get right into things. So let's do a quick market review before we go into what I want to go into, okay? So first of all, if you take a look at SPY, right, we are definitely still in that uptrend. And first of all, we've created a new all-time high price for the fiscal year of 2023. And the high of the entire year so far is at $444.30. We have come a long way from 420 and 400, because remember, we've been wanting that break over 400 for quite some time in the early part of this year. And now we've got that. We have absolutely skyrocketed to the upside. All right, and so the new all-time high price for this fiscal year is at 444.30. So we have gone up a considerable amount since that $400 psychological level. All right, so with that in mind, we do have this large gap up that we've made from Thursday to Friday because of the fact that we had this, incredible amount of hype coming in from the 4th of July, Independence Day kind of vibes. So investors were really, really bullish into the July 4th week and this week, right? And so thanks to this nice gap up, our members and students have completely had a great day on Friday, and we've absolutely profited on triple-digit returns. Okay, so triple-digit percentage returns on 3 specific trades. I already went over 2 of them, which were Rivian and Riot, right? And there's another one, which I will be hinting at today, as seen in the description box and down below. So make sure you guys look at that description box down below and read it. So again, with SPY, with this nice gap up, there's that huge upside risk in the fact that we can actually reject and then move down and then fill in this gap here. However, okay, if you take a look at the intraday 2-hour time frame, there's something very interesting going on. So SPY has this huge level of resistance at $444, so 444. But if you take out my circles here, my drawings here, okay, you see a specific chart pattern. And what is that specific chart pattern? Well, a cup and handle. All right, so here's the cup, and here is the, I should draw this out for you guys. Actually draw it out. Handle. Okay, so this is the cup and handle bullish chart pattern. It's an inherently bullish chart pattern. And so if we can see, if we can see the price continuously consolidate right at this range within this handle and the broader cup and handle chart pattern. There's a good chance that we can break over $444 and possibly even head up to $450 before we top out for the rest of the month. And this is where I kind of want to bring in the topic of seasonality. So at some point in the middle of July, we tend to get a topping out moment when the markets find a top, reject, and then start flushing down. All right, and this pullback can be a bit violent and volatile because again, we have been running since the start of this year, right, and into last year as well, in last December. So with this incredible run up into new highs for this fiscal year, okay, there's a good chance that we could, in the middle of July, see a rejection, at some point, and maybe around 450, the next major level of whole number resistance. And I've already told and cautioned my private CFO members and students 2 weeks ago, okay? But I told them that, okay, look, even if we have that seasonality trend, we still need to focus on the actual price trend and action and momentum. And all of those three factors pointed to a bullish trend, momentum, and action. So we continued to stay bullish and we profited from that from the last 2 weeks so far. And this week, which is an incredibly short week compared to 2 weeks ago, because again, 2 weeks ago we only had one trading day off, but this week we had a short Monday and then we had Tuesday completely off. So this week was even shorter than 2 weeks ago. And so anything can happen. And obviously this week we've had an incredible run up. All right, so, with SPY here, again, with this cup and handle, I just fully expect to see a breakout over 444. If not, then we head lower and fill in this gap. Very, very simple scenario here, right? We have two scenarios. We either break over 444 and get out of this cup and handle bullish chart pattern, or we break down and we start filling in this gap up. All right, so hopefully that made some sense. And then let's take a look at IWM. So IWM is starting to consolidate really well. I even mentioned this to my CFO members, my private CFO members. Okay, and basically this is what I told them. So IWM has a major level of resistance and a huge area of supply at that 188.50 and above. And Monday's candlestick clearly showed us that we wanted to see a rejection at 188.50. And even on last Friday's candlestick, when we gapped up, we actually hit the general area. Excuse me, guys, sorry. There's a fly here right next to me. There is a general, I told them that there's a general area here at 188.50 where we can see a rejection. And so that's exactly what the price did. So it hit that general area since the high of last Friday was at 188.43. And so on Monday, we got that extra confirmation that yes, we want to see a rejection at 188.50 because it is a heavy level of resistance, and anything above 188.50 is a heavy area of supply. And so we got this nice top wick, and then we saw this push lower. However, okay, I have provided some great reasons why small caps, this specific asset class, small caps, can actually have a huge run to the upside for most of July. And so I expect small caps to have a lot more strength, even if the overall markets, the benchmark market, excuse me guys, which is the S&P 500 or SPY, even if that tops out in the middle of July, I expect IWM to continue higher and then top out, right? So I expect IWM to continue to go higher even if the overall markets are pulling down, and then at some point it will eventually have to catch up with the markets and then start pushing back down. And so for IWM, right, if you guys haven't seen my video on IWM that I made, I think back in late March, I believe. I think it was late March. Make sure you guys take a look at that video, or early March actually. Yeah, it was very, very early March. It might have been the first or second week of March. Take a look at that video. You guys should be able to find it on my channel. Just take a look at that videos tab, right? And what I said there was that I expect IWM to retest that $199 to $200 area. So we have a level at $199, and $200 is just that magical psychological number, right? That we want to see IWM go up to, because, well, small caps have not made, new all-time high price for the fiscal year of 2023. So in just this year, we have not seen new highs just yet. All the while, SPY and the Qs have been making new all-time highs for this fiscal year. So new highs for this year. So IWM has to catch up. It's severely lagging, and that's pretty typical for small caps. So nothing too surprising there, but with the seasonality trends, I expect small caps to continue to go up higher and eventually hit $199 to $200. Does anyone else have any questions? If not, I'm gonna go over one of the most important trades that I gave out to my members and to my students. So this was a pretty easy day trade today on Apple. And one of my new students, keyword new students, got in with this trade idea that I sent out last night. That's right. In the middle of 4th of July, when the fireworks were going off, I saw a big opportunity in Apple. And what was that opportunity? Well, a specific trade to the downside. So first of all, let me show you guys what I wrote and sent out to my private CFO members, and actually to my public CFO members. So this was a little treat to my public and private members for the 4th of July. So here it is, an exclusive look at the private CFO Discord community. So Apple, this is what I said. So I sent in a 2-hour time frame chart. So first of all, let's actually go to the 2-hour time frame. All right, to show you guys what I'm actually looking at. Let's zoom in. So at 10:32 p.m., I said, so does this look like the top to you guys? Well, there could definitely be an intermittent top on Apple, which means we need to focus on the lagging big tech name Google, which I said multiple times last week. And guess what? If you guys check on Google right now on your chart, look what happened today. All the other big tech names, right, we're starting to consolidate and pull back, but look what happened to Google. Oops, not Google. Look at that. Really large run today with great bullish volume. Literally, I told this to my private CFO members multiple times last week. All right, I told them that we need to focus on Google because Google has been one of the, and only the weakest big tech name so far with this current consolidation that it's in. And it finished in June very, very weakly compared to the other big tech names. And so Google was alone in the fact that it was very, very weak. And so if, other big tech names like Netflix, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple all start pulling back, Google will definitely see a very, very nice run up to the upside. And that's exactly what happened, right? And so, people have always asked me, how do you know when things are about to happen? Exactly, right? To a T, even at the price levels or even just the general price action that we saw on Google and in relation to the other big tech names. Well, it just comes with experience, right? Over the years, and also just paying attention to where the money is flowing and where the money is, where the money is flowing out and where the money is flowing in. And at some point, you kind of get into this groove of knowing what could potentially happen in the future. And so, again, across the big tech names, I am pretty familiarized myself. I have pretty much familiarized myself with big tech names and how they react to each other and to the overall benchmark market. So obviously S&P 500 or SPY. And so Google, I knew it had to move higher if the other big tech names start to pull back and starting to consolidate. And so with this happening, all right, I expect Google to break out of this descending channel here and eventually head back up to 126. So this is a free idea, an extra idea for this live stream. All right, so make sure you guys leave a thumbs up down below if you guys are liking what I'm what you guys are hearing so far and what I'm saying. So again, Google absolutely on point. I've been saying this for a week and a half. Okay, Google will definitely run up once we see the other big tech names pulling back. I've said this multiple times to my private CFO members, and they were able to profit off of it really, really well. Okay, so let's get back into the main name here, so Apple. Okay. So again, right? I said now there is definitely a day trade in the works here. Again, I predicted the future again, as we have this relatively small gap up that needs to be filled in. Okay, so with that second to most right bearish 2-hour candlestick, we are looking to potentially push lower into that gap fill down below. And then I said a good entry point will be a break below $192, and a trade will be posted in the private CFO Pro Traders channel. Okay, so with all of this in mind, let's go look at the technical chart first, and then I'll give you guys exactly what went down with this trade. Okay, so first of all, I personally got a great day trade return of 70% plus. And I believe once Apple started to run lower and lower, I believe that trade went over 95%. I believe it almost hit 100% on my relative entry point. Obviously, my members and students got different entry points, but regardless of that, this trade went really, really well. And I'll show you guys one of my new students who took this trade, like I said earlier, right? And she absolutely killed this trade. I believe she got almost 65% on this trade. I'll show you guys that trade, that profit from my new student very, very soon. So basically, if I translate, okay, this entire trade idea onto the 2-hour time frame, right? So I was looking at this big bearish 2-hour candlestick that was created on Monday when we had a very, very short time in the markets. And so when we pushed lower and with a huge amount of volume, I said, okay, it looks like Apple may have reached an intermittent top. And first of all, this was proven from today's action. Why? Because we didn't see an immediate big flush down, plus we didn't see this gap fill today, right? And so there's still some very, very good bullish momentum. That's all that this is saying, the price action. And so this lets me know that yes, I was again correct on the fact that Apple, number one, was in the intermittent top, and again, number two, it was intermittent. So with that in mind, right, the reason why I said I would look for a break below 192 is that, well, when we closed at 192.47, so very close to that whole number level of 192.50 on this 2-hour candlestick, I said, okay, well, look, if we continue to reject 192.50, maybe we can get an early entry around there. But if we want the extra confirmation, we can either get an entry point below 192 if the price starts breaking below 192, since 192 is this whole number level or intraday level of support that we have been forming since Monday and Friday of last week. So it was very, very clear point of entry. However, if you wanted an even better confirmation, all right, I told my members that we can get an entry below the low update of this big bearish 2-hour candlestick. So I said we can get an entry point below 191.76, which is the low of this 2-hour bearish candlestick. Now, why did I say that? Well, if you're able to break below the lows of this very large bearish candlestick, that means sellers are definitely in control. Because again, when we broke down all the way to 191.76, what did we do on this 2-hour candlestick? We snapped back, right? We completely snapped back over 192, allowing us to close at 192.47 on Monday. Okay, so this should be a very, very clear explanation for you guys to understand why I was looking for an entry point below 192 as a confirmation, or if you wanted it further and more, I guess, extra confirmation, then a break below 191.76 was the answer. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense, guys. All right. Hey, 5 likes. Awesome, awesome. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes, whether through the live stream now or the recording after. All right, thumbs up. There we go. Okay. So, with the entry explained, all right, this is the trade that I sent in for my private CFO members, not the public members this time. So the public members got the trade idea last night, but the private members got the trade idea plus the actual contracts that we're looking to play and the entire game plan last night. And this is all for my private CFO members. So yesterday at 10:34 p.m., so just 2 minutes apart from the actual trading game plan that I sent out for Apple, I said, Apple day trade 192.50 192.50 strike put contracts or 190 strike put contracts that expire on July 7th, or basically weekly expiring contracts. So this Friday is the expiration date. And I said, high risk, but high reward if it goes our way tomorrow. And then I said, look for that break below 192, or if you want more confirmation, a break below 191.76. Okay, again, right over here. All right. And so this trade, all right, the reason why I sent in 2 different strikes is that, well, people like to choose cheaper contracts or a little bit more expensive contracts. So 192.50 put contracts, which are already in the money, okay, were a little bit more expensive, okay, but 190 put contracts, which were more out the money, which was out the money, okay, was a lot cheaper, obviously, right, due to the fact that the contracts are less worthy, right, so it has less value. So with those 2 strikes in mind, with the expiration date, with the same expiration date on Friday, okay, we got in on an early entry point. So I personally got in around 192 point, I believe it was like 30-ish something. So we're continuously pushing down. And then I got another entry right at 192 point, I believe it was going down. And if I go down to the 15-minute time frame, I should remember. Yeah. So again, I got it around 192.35-ish. That's right. So I was actually looking for a break in this 15-minute time frame on this wedge chart pattern. And so if you guys don't see it, just real quick. Sorry, I was looking at the 15-minute time frame since I'm day trading here. And how did I know it's a day trade? Well, I intended it to be a day trade as seen by the trade idea that I sent in last night. Right, again. So does this look like the top to you guys? Well, there could definitely be an intermittent top on Apple. And then I said, now there's definitely a day trade in the works here. All right. So with that in mind, Okay, I got in at 192.35ish at the break, and I entered in more once we actually start to go into the 192 point kind of 15ish, so that the teens in the sense. Okay, so once that happened, we got that incredible break. All right, and then I exited on this specific candlestick. All right, so I personally ended up at 70% for Apple. So at 8:42 p.m. Okay, at 8:42 p.m. a.m. the markets aren't open for that long. So 8:42 a.m. I said 70% plus for Apple. Let's go. I'm all out now. And I said, great day trade, guys. So that's the exact message I sent to my private CFO members. And the reason why I can't show you guys the Discord channel here, well, there are other trades that I can't show to you guys because again, it's reserved to private CFO members only. And so my apologies. However, again, at 8:42, so again, at this 2-hour candlestick is when I got out. So right over here. Okay. Now, obviously, I could have waited until the next 15-minute candlestick, but I said, you know what? We just entered into the gap fill here, all right, with this low. So I got out literally at the low. So around 191.08, if I remember correctly. And so with that in mind, all right, I thought I got a great exit because the next 15-minute candlestick, we actually got a huge bounce, right? And we went over 191.50 and it almost looked like we're trying to retest 192 as a level of resistance. So if we did retest 192, which was the previous level of support, right, when we were on top and over 192, okay, if we did retest it and then rejected it, 192 would have been our new level of resistance. And so basically, okay, I'm gonna go off a little bit of a tangent here. 192 could be a very heavy level of resistance tomorrow if we come up and then retest 192 tomorrow as a new level of resistance. So again, it was an old level of support and it could potentially turn into a new level of resistance. Okay, so with that in mind, right, obviously, again, I got out way too early because again, that same Apple contracts that I got, which were the 190 strike put contracts rather than the 192.50 strike put contracts. And the reason for that, well, I just wanted to buy a lot of contracts. So it was a lot cheaper and it felt great to have such cheap contracts that are working in my favor. And obviously I really could have held onto that 95% plus return. But again, I really can't complain about 70% plus gains. I mean, who can, right? Even 10% gains is amazing, right? So once you hit that double digits, I mean, you're already in great profits, right? You got to focus on the percentages, guys. So Apple, I got out literally at around 191.08, right, as the price was oscillating. And then bam, the next candlestick shows up on the 15-minute time frame and we get that nice run up. And I thought that I got a great exit. But, you know, again, we headed lower and obviously we hit a low point at 190.62, right? So $190.62 was the low of the day on this candlestick. All right, so this is the amazing Apple day trade that we executed perfectly today. And now, let me show you guys my new student's return on Apple. Right? So right over here, right? Don't mind this awesome GIF or GIF, whatever you guys want to call it, of Patrick, right? Patrick the star, Patrick Star. So basically I said our high quality chart setups are doing us good. And I said we are eating for 2023 to 2026. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, well, for, I would say, you know, for months now, since last year, right? Since last year, I've been saying that it is time to get into the markets because from 2023 to 2026, it's going to be the best market returns that you will ever see in your lifetime, all right? For a time range of 3 years from 2023 to 2026, that sounds pretty good, right? Well, so far I've been correct, 100% correct, that 2023 will provide us with amazing gains. And so 2023, 2024, and to 2026 will provide some amazing gains, these 3 years. So make sure you guys get involved. And if you guys want to know more, message me on Instagram at ChartsFocus 41. Or if you want to email me, my email address is charts41@gmail.com. So charts FOR1. So CHARTSFORONE@gmail.com. And so right over here, okay, this is my new student. So she was able to read Apple's trade last night. And then she was actually able to grab the trade with me, even though I believe she got in a little bit later, all right, which is why I had a bigger percentage return compared to her almost 65% return, right? And she actually went to sleep and set up a take profit order and a stop loss order, which I taught her to do. And she was able to get out at 64% specifically, almost 65%, without getting stopped out because the trade went well for her and all of us and all the other private CFO members who got in Apple. And guess what? She lives in a completely different country, all the way in the other side of the world, and she was still able to make this trade. So what is your excuse, guys? What is your excuse? So I found a very, very high probability chart setup, which was Apple as a day trade. And my new student, again, my new female student, she was all the way around the other side of the world. She got into the trade, right? She read the trade and she executed with me on Apple, got sleepy, went to sleep, and then woke up with almost 65% gains. So her take profit order went through and she got out for 64% specifically. So again, what is your excuse? You shouldn't have any. Okay, so my new student, she's absolutely crushing it. She has basically implemented my system of learning and earning. A learn and earn system is implemented for you when you become my one-on-one student. So if you guys are wanting to join this system of mine, this learn and earn system, very, very basic learn and earn system, but it's a very, very hard thing to do. However, again, what excuses do you have, right? My new student, she's all the way in the other side of the world, and she was able to take this Apple trade, go to sleep, take profits at 64%, and woke up to very, very nice profits on this very, very nice day trade. Why was it a great day trade? Well, the analysis that I've shown you guys all, okay? And, well, exactly what I've shown here basically has worked out perfectly because we're looking at high probability chart setups. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, guys. And hopefully this has been very, very insightful on this Apple day trade. Hey, welcome, guys. So again, if you guys are liking what you're hearing, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you guys are always joining in the live streams that happen on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, now let's go to the second trade of the day. So that was the sole day trade of today. And now let's go into the swing trades that we have been looking into. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at Path. All right, so Path is a pretty popular name. Excuse me, guys, I can't really talk today. My mouth is pretty dry. So Path here has been very, very popularized. Jesus. So Path again has been popularized by Cathie Wood, the famous CEO and CIO, okay, Chief Investment Officer and Chief Executive Officer of ARK Invest, okay, has really brought this company into the spotlight. And so this company, Path, all right, really did well so far this year, right? However, it's really lagging, right? It's been beaten down from the all-time highs it was achieved during its early IPO days. It's very volatile IPO days. And so from a high of, well, all-time high of $90, this came all the way back down to $10 and now trading between the teens here. I almost said twins. that. So it's trading between the teens, right? And so with path here, right, what I basically noticed is this. So I sent this to, again, both of my private and public CFO members of the Discord community. So if I just slightly run up here to the upside, okay, on July 3rd at 12:05 p.m. when the market was open, I was scanning through some names, okay, and I remembered path. And so I sent in this. So I've talked about this name quite a lot on last week's live stream. We have a huge base forming on the weekly, but we're looking to play this break of the daily textbook descending channel chart pattern that is forming right now. And so we got a position today as seen in the CFO Pro Traders channel. So let's see it break out from this bullish chart pattern and eventually break out from its weekly base resistance level at $18.15. And then I replied to that message with the weekly time frame. And I said, this is my weekly time frame on what I'm seeing for this name. And so that was the trade idea that I sent in for this week, right? Okay, so July 3rd, which was Monday, it was a very short day. Oh, my apologies, guys. I meant to say the market was closed, right, at 12:05 p.m. It closed like 2 hours before I sent this message, or excuse me, after I sent this message, or 2 hours. Oh God, I'm having a brain fart, guys. So again, I'm Pacific Standard Time. Okay, I'm in the Pacific Standard Time zone. So the market closed at 10 a.m. And so I sent in this message 2 hours after the market closed at 12:05 p.m. There we go. It's been a very busy and very highly stressful day for me. So I had a lot to do. I had a lot on my schedule and plate. So my apologies, guys. I'm not really all there right now. But again, back to the subject at hand. Path, a great swing trade so far. So if you guys know where we went in, all right, so we got in on Monday, right over here. Okay, so we got in actually around like 16.80ish. So if I go to the CFO Pro Traders channel, again, I can't show you guys this because it is my private CFO member channel. All right, only my private CFO members can see this. And so at July 3rd, 2023, at 9:39 a.m., I sent in this trade, 9:39 a.m. So let's just go into the 15-minute time frame. How about that? All right, the 15-minute time frame, my most favorite time frame. Okay, so at 9:39, okay, right over here, I sent in path swing trade 18 strike call contracts that expire on May 28th or 20 strike call contracts that expire on September 15th. Okay. Again, 18 strike call contracts that expire on July 28th or 20 strike call contracts that expire on September 15th. All right, so those are 2 months apart. But disregarding the strikes and even the expiration dates, we actually got a huge run thanks to today's price action. So we got our number one desirable breakout from this descending channel as the price pushed over $17, which is exactly what I wanted to see. And then today, we retested the daily 21 SMA, which is what I also wanted to see. So now we are stuck between the 10, my red line here, and between my 21 SMAs. So the 10 and 21 SMAs, again, are my momentum SMAs. They're my short-term momentum SMAs, which are crucial in determining an uptrend and a downtrend. And so Path here has been able to hold the 10 SMA for the past 5 trading days, including today. And we had a nice bounce at this daily 10 SMA, and we broke over that whole number level of $17. And then we retested the 21 SMA on the daily time frame. So what next? Well, with this current swing trade that we still haven't sold yet, I want to see a retest of $18, or specifically $18.15, which is why I have the 18 strike call contracts that expire on July 28th, so 7/28. And what will I do then? Well, depending on how the price reacts to $18, I'll either take out half of my position or I will take all of my risk off the table. Okay, and today, near the highs of Path, so the highs of today was at 17.43, which is coinciding with the 21 SMA that has closed at $17.41. So only 2-cent difference from the highs of today on Path and where the daily 21 SMA has closed. Okay, so at the highs for Path, we were at 35% plus on the swing so far. And I told my private CFO members that I wanted to see Path at that $18 whole number level of resistance before expiration on July 28th. Okay, so this $18 level is a huge magnet level on the weekly time frame. Why? Because this entire base has been completely, not be able to break to the upside for a huge short squeeze like reversal, thanks to this $18 whole number level. So again, this level has been a huge crux to any attempts of a breakout to the upside. Okay, so if we're able to come back up to retest $18 again, we can potentially see a huge breakout. Okay, potentially a huge short squeeze like breakout to the upside, starting a new long-term reversal trend to the upside and potentially hit my maximum profit target of $22.20 right over here on the weekly time frame. All right, and again, I have shown this to my private CFO members. All right, a lot earlier than what I'm showing you guys now. All right, when I'm showing you guys this right now, since it's Wednesday. So again, if you guys are interested in joining, make sure you guys DM me. We'll get something brewing for you guys. So Path, a great swing trade so far. We've had a great return so far at the highs at 35%. And I believe today at close, I ended up with like 25 or 20%, which is not bad at all. Okay. Yeah, so I ended up with 25%. And that's huge. And I've added some very, very good contracts on Monday. So this is looking very, very juicy for a break to the upside and potentially a break over. Okay, potentially again, there's that key word, potentially over $18. Water is very, very good. Make sure you guys are always hydrating. All right, so again, for all the people who are just joining in now, all right, make sure you guys watch the live stream recording, which is going to be posted right after my live stream is done. And you guys can just simply go on my Instagram. If you guys don't want to go on YouTube, just click on the link shown on the story of my Instagram story page, okay? And it will take you directly to YouTube. All right. So make sure you guys just go on my Instagram story if you guys are too lazy to go on YouTube. Okay. Make sure you guys hit that link shown in the Instagram story, and you guys will be seeing the recording of this live stream, especially for the people who are just watching right now. And if you guys want to come back to the recording, just simply tap that link in the Instagram story. All right, and lastly, I want to go over CRM. So this is our second swing trade for this week, and we actually got in today. So what happened here? Let's break this down. Right? So basically, randomly today, I was just scanning through some tech names, some very, very large tech names like Snow, Net, all right? So again, SNO, SNOW, right? NET, Net, and Datadog or DDOG. And I was looking at some similar names like that, right? Like TTD and etc. And I came across CRM again. And in the past, we've already had a very, very great swing trade to the upside for CRM. In fact, here's the trade here, right? So we got in a little bit earlier than this, but we got a nice break out of this wedge chart pattern to the upside. But now, we're yet again consolidating. And thanks to this consolidation phase for CRM, we were able to see a nice move to the downside with lower highs, right? So this is what we call lower valleys, right? And so with this in mind, we've created this very nice descending level of resistance. And so this descending level of resistance is critical to our swing trade. Why? Well, first of all, we have closed over this descending level of resistance, which means that it could be a continuation of this reversal to the upside. Okay, oops. Right? And so the major reason why we got in today was, well, this is what I noticed on the 15-minute time frame, right? So we were pushing over this descending level of resistance. And I was like, oh my God, I have to get in this name. Because again, this is very, very bullish. The other big techniques were starting to look a little bit, you know, they're kind of shaking, right? They're very, very shaky on the bullish momentum that started out this morning. But CRM here, or Salesforce, continued to have the same momentum from early morning. And so this is what I said to my private CFO members. Okay, I said at 7:20 a.m., so right on this candlestick right over here, on this 15-minute candlestick, I said CRM swing trade, 220 strike call contracts or $222.50 strike call contracts that expire on July 21st, right? So 7/21. And I'm so glad that I saw this midday. Okay, and the reason why I'm so glad I saw this midday is that, well, I got an early entry point. Or I guess you could say late entry point, but early here, because you'll see why. Right? So I got an entry point here at around 213. I think if I go back down to the 5-minute here. Okay. So right over here, I got in around 213.50. All right, so $213.50. And so far, after my entry point, we started to move up higher and higher and higher. But I knew this was too early of an entry point. I could have waited longer. And so this is what I told my CFO members a bit later after my entry point. I said, there's going to be another opportunity to add. So basically average down on a bounce, right? Because I knew there's going to be a pullback. All right, this looked a little bit unsustainable, this uptrend, this breakout out of this descending level of resistance. And at some point, we're gonna have to retest this descending level of resistance. And so after, again, my initial entry point for this position at 213.50, which could be considered a starter position, after we hit new high of the day at 214.20, I said, okay, we could potentially be seeing another opportunity to add to this name. Basically, I was implying that there could be an averaging down opportunity. And so that's exactly what we did. So at 8:30 a.m., I sent in this message saying, okay, adding here for CRM. So at 8:30 a.m. And where's that, guys? Right over here. So literally so close to the actual big pivot bounce that we had for the entire day. So at this 15-minute candlestick is when I added right away. So once we start to hold 212, I was like, okay, why not and try to see if we hold right over here. Now, why did I do this? Well, take a look right here at 212. Okay. So 212 was a major level of resistance in the past and a level of support. Okay, specifically, major level of resistance on Thursday and major level of support on Friday. And so I told myself, okay, well, what can happen here at 212? Well, I could potentially see a bounce. And that's exactly what we got, a very small, tiny bounce to the upside. How do you know this? Well, we have this nice little top wick to tell us that there was indeed some bulls trying to make the price bounce. Obviously, I was a little bit early. I was about 30 minutes late because, well, 30 minutes later. Right? Okay. Or excuse me, not 30 minutes later. So around 15 to 20 minutes later, okay, we got this very, very nice bounce. And we were able to go back over 212, and ultimately we made a new low of the day, at 211.99. Right? So again, in hindsight, I could have waited to add at exactly the $212 whole number level, but I didn't really wait. I just got in at 212.20-ish, right? 25-ish. Because again, why? Well, this is a very heavy level of resistance, and as a level of support, again, level of resistance on last Thursday and level of support on last Friday. So I decided to take that risk. I added onto this position. Again, I knew we had to add after my initial entry point at 213.50, which is again a great entry point, but I knew that there's going to be some sort of overextension, and by how we obviously reacted at this new high of the day print at 214.20 on CRM. Hey, thank you guys for 6 likes. Guys, for the people who are just joining in now, to everyone, first of all, welcome, and thank you guys for the likes. You guys have to watch the recording. It's long, but I start talking right at the 3-minute mark. This live stream, I start talking and talking and talking at that 3-minute mark. So I highly recommend you guys start from the beginning and stay all the way up into the end of this live stream. I just gave out such a great trade review on Apple, CRM, and Path. And CRM, I'm still doing it right now. But I gave out such a detailed review of our Apple day trade, Path, okay, PATH swing trade, and currently my CRM swing trade that I sent out to my private CFO members. So if you guys are just joining in now, watch the recording after my live stream is done. I start speaking at that 3-minute time mark. Okay, so you guys have to watch it. I really, really hope that you guys do, because you guys will learn a lot on how we trade and how my trading system works. Okay, it's all based on fundamental truths and fundamentals of technical analysis. So again, watch it, and if you guys enjoyed what you guys heard from that recording, make sure you guys always leave a comment down below, or just like the live stream. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. So again, thank you guys in advance for liking and commenting. So again, a quick summary for CRM. I sent in the trade exactly at the break at 213.50, which was exactly my entry point. I got in and got filled right away because CRM contracts were very, very liquid. Well, the specific contracts that I'm looking at, which I gave you guys. Okay, so again, I gave you guys a sneak peek on what I sent to my private CFO members by telling you guys what contracts. So again, if you guys want that message that I read earlier, I said, well, yeah, I did read it earlier. So I said CRM swing trade 220 strike call contracts, or $222.50 strike call contracts that expire on July 21st. Trying to see if you guys remember. So I got in exactly at that 313.50, and hopefully my members got in as well. And then after that, after we hit that new high today print, that 214.20, which again, I told my private CFO members, I was like, okay, wait a second, guys. I think we're gonna get another entry point here, another opportunity to actually add to average down. Because I knew internally, I said, okay, based on how we rejected from this new high today print, this immediate rejection, I said, okay, look guys, our entry point might have been a little bit early, but again, it was a perfect entry point. 213.50, we have broken out of this broader descending level of resistance, which has formed on the daily time frame, right? And we were well on our way to the upside. So after I sent in that message, I said, look at this, all right? Why not? And let's just add at 212.25-ish. And I sent in that message that, okay, I am going to add here at 8:30 a.m. Literally at 8:30 a.m. And that's when I also got filled in for my average down on my initial starter position. And guess what? Around 15 to 20 minutes later, we made that new low today at $211.99, 1 cent away from that whole number level of 212. Okay, so again, in hindsight, I could have waited until we actually retested that $212 whole number level. But I did it, all right? So that's just all hindsight. But I'm glad I took the risk to add on more because I knew internally that we were gonna pull back, and I knew that the opportunity to average down was going to come. And so with this nice pivot from the low here, this new higher low compared to the overall daily low of $210.06, I knew we were in for a nice ride. And after this ad, we absolutely just rocketed higher. We were rocketing higher and higher, even if the overall markets, like the benchmark market of the S&P 500 or even the Qs, started to pull back. And CRM had that relative strength look to it on the daily time frame. We continued to hit new all-time highs and stayed near those new all-time highs, new all-time highs of the day. Right, so new high of the days. So we continue to make new high of the day prints. And even after making those prints, we didn't reject right away, as we saw before our initial ad. Okay, and instead we continue to rise higher and higher and higher, and even into the end of the day when the markets pulled back, we still had a relatively strong close. How? Well, just take a look at the distance from the high of today at 214.62 and the close at 213.82. And so this provided us with an amazing amount of returns today. So CRM, okay, at the highs, we ended up at 25% on the day. And so at 11:51 a.m., I said, okay, 25% on the day. What a fun day for the first day of the swing trade. More to come as we head towards that magnetized level of 216 on CRM. So what does that mean? Well, if you guys assume correctly, my first profit target for CRM is at 216, or specifically, okay, 216.50. All right, right over here. All right, so I'm just generally looking at the $216 whole number level, but specifically I'm looking for the first profit target at 216.50. And so if you guys want to get in this trade with us, I gave you guys the trading game plan. I gave you guys how and why I got in, and we got into CRM, and I gave you guys the potential profit targets as well, plus the actual contracts that you guys can choose, which were 220 strike call contracts or 222.50 strike call contracts. So you guys have a play for yourself for the rest of the week, right? And remember, these two strike contracts expire on the same date, July 21st, right? So 2 weeks from now. So if you guys want to join in on this swing trade with us, good luck, all right? There could be an opportunity tomorrow to get in, right? But if you guys really want the juicy details on how we are managing this swing trade and the other trades that we've taken, for example, path, which is a current swing trade. If you guys just joined right now, again, make sure you guys watch the entire live stream from that 3-minute mark, that minute mark of this live stream recording. And then watch all the up until the end, because I just drop banger after banger on these trade reviews. And again, these trade reviews can potentially give you guys some great trade ideas. Does that make sense? Okay? So hopefully, guys, this live stream was very helpful for you guys and very insightful on how we swing trade and day trade. So once again, as a very succinct summary, we had Apple day trade gains for 70% plus, and for my new student, again, that's right, okay? New student from all the way around the other side of the world got into Apple with me after I sent in that trading game plan, okay, of the technical analysis and the specific contracts that we can choose to get yesterday. So she read this trading game plan and idea yesterday, and she executed with me today when it was very late in the night. And so she set up her take profits and stop loss orders, which I actually taught her how to do in one of our sessions, our one-on-one mentorship sessions. And then she went to sleep because she had to sleep since she's on the other side of the world. And then she woke up from seeing profits from 23% to 64%. So if she can do this while sleeping, why can't you guys do it? Right? Why can't you guys become great mentorship students and be like her and follow exactly what I say and make some money? There are no excuses, right? This new student of mine, that's right, new student of mine, right, was able to get 64% from 23% after getting in, right? So this is absolutely an amazing gain on the day as a day trade. Okay, so again, we had an amazing Apple day trade, and we're currently swinging path and CRM. So PATH and CRM as our new swing trades for this week. We got path on Monday. We entered in on Monday. So right over here. Okay. Around, I believe around like 16.90. Okay. I believe I personally entered in at like 16.80, and then I sent in that message when the price was sitting at around 16.90. And so we got some amazing returns on this one so far. And the CRM, we got in today. So you guys have two potential swing trade ideas, path and CRM. You're welcome. All right, so if you guys enjoyed these two swing trade ideas that could potentially give you guys some great profits, hit that like button down below, whether you guys are here in the live stream right now or you guys are watching the recording of the live stream. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream so far. I know I'm going past the hour here, but I really want to give you guys, again, I really wanted to give you guys this great information and great trade review on our day trade today on Apple and our current swing trades on path and CRM. All right. So for the people who are watching the recording, congratulations on making it to the end. But again, if you guys really stuck out all the way up to the end, you guys will realize that you are glad that you did, because I sent in some great information and a great insight into how we trade and how we see potential swing trades, right? So we look at high probability chart setups, the only A plus grade A chart setups. All right. So hopefully, again, this was very insightful and this was a very good live stream for you guys. And if that was the case, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Thank you guys for 6 likes. That's absolutely amazing and will help me with the YouTube algorithm. Okay. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck with the trading ideas I gave to you guys with CRM and Path. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with the regular live stream time at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going back to the regular live stream schedule. So every single week, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.